AM 590 The Word, WEZE Boston.
I came in this business saying I was going to expose. Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side
or the other side.
It's up for all of them.
It's up for everybody, not just all of them, everybody. On the God's side and the other side. There is no in between, everybody. So make a decision. Either you're running with God or you're running with the guy who is not God. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning. Welcome to March.
March it is.
First Saturday here in March.
You're right.
Yes, I am right.
First March is March 7th. March 7th, 2026, year of our Lord.
Yes, indeed. And I think we're all set. We're on YouTube. Everything seems to be working this morning. Knock on wood, though.
Good. Yeah, we're doing good.
Absolutely.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
USA,
morning.
from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe. All of you and all the states in between. Ghana, Greece, Guatemala, Guinea, Haiti, Honduras, Hungary.
It's named a bunch of countries.
Okay. Alaska.
Yeah.
Name some more states.
You got one. Yeah.
Texas.
Clay did very well in geography. As a
That's right.
student, I guess.
Texas, California,
Yeah.
North Carolina, South Carolina,
Exactly.
North Dakota, South Dakota,
Georgia.
Georgia,
There you go.
Alabama,
I know-
Mississippi.
I know your fondness for the city of Atlanta. So
I love Atlanta, the city of losers. When it comes to professional franchises.
Yes, in the sports world. Well, this is the Amazing Grace Sports Network here live this morning on Saturday, March the 7th, 9 a.m. on the East Coast here on WEZE AM 590 on the radio, of course, streaming online as well. You can listen to us on WEZEradio.com. You can watch us. You can watch the show, stream us live on YouTube as well on our Amazing Grace Sports Channel YouTube page. And we want to hear from you today. No shortage of topics on this or any week really on the show. And the phone number for your calls, 844-249-5247. A lot going on in the NBA with the Boston Celtics. We'll get into that. And the Bruins and some news on the Patriots.
The Bruins?
Some news on the Patriots front and keeping tabs too on the Red Sox down at Fort Myers for spring training as we are officially back in baseball season, just a few short weeks away from
There it
opening
is.
day for the Boston Red Sox.
That's right. Spring training.
All right, so let's get started with prayer,
There we go.
so we can get onto the sports things that we want to talk about, and we are in prayers for spiritual victory. There we go, right there, by Dr. Tony Evans, and we are in chapter 9 of this Prayers for Victory in Spiritual Warfare. Chapter 9 is titled "Using My Spiritual Gifts." So in your case, it would be using your spiritual gifts. And in chapter 9, we are in section 5, the helmet of salvation. Lord, I am secure through Jesus Christ, who gave his life for me. Thank you that I do not need to worry or wonder about my value or purpose because you have already established both. My spiritual gifts are secure as well, and I want you to use them to their fullest. I know I will find my greatest joy in living a life of purpose, and I trust my purpose carries with it eternal rewards because of what Christ did for me on the cross. Thank you for that, and in Christ's name I pray, amen.
Amen.
All right. Spiritual gifts, we all have them. Mine are different from my brother's here. My brother Craig. Mine are different than Kevin's. Kevin's is different from mine, but we all have spiritual gifts. Look forward to discovering them and using them as you grow up in life. Go on.
No question about it.
All right.
All right, why don't we transition over to our joke of the day? I think we had to flip a coin to see who was going to do this one today. And, well, Clay has volunteered.
Once again.
So, Clay, by all means, why don't you read for us this week's edition of the joke of the day?
Okay.
Clean Christian humor.
Yes.
One day, ladies and gentlemen, there was an old man named Edward. and he laid on his deathbed. And he called his wife of 65 years, Elsie. He called her over and he said he had thought of a way to take it all with him, but he needed her help to do it. So Elsie said, "Sure, Edward. What do you need me to do?" And he said to her, "Elsie, you know that loose brick that's in the mantelpiece over there? Pull it out. And behind it, you will find a lockbox with the things and mementos of us that I intend to take with me so I can have it with me in heaven." Elsie thought that was a great idea, and she kissed him on the forehead and said, "Yes, dear." And she went over to the mantel where the loose brick was. When she pulled the brick out, she found the box, and she brought it back to the bed, and she said, "I found it, Edward. Now, what do you want me to do with it?" And Edward said, "Elsie, I want you to go up to the attic and put it on the windowsill of the window that faces the east, the one where the sun comes in the morning and it bathes the attic in light. I will take it with me on the way to heaven." So Elsie dutifully did as Edward requested. She went up to the attic and placed the box on the windowsill. Then she returned to her dying husband's side. A few days later, Edward died. And in the midst of the funeral and the family gathering, she forgot all about the lockbox. About a week later, after all the relatives had gone home, Elsie remembered the box, and she wondered to herself, did Edward really figure out a way to take it with him? So she went back up to the attic. She held her breath. She was tentative. She was wondering. She closed her eyes, and she pointed herself toward the windowsill. And when she opened them, well, she saw the box was still there. "Darn it," she said to herself. "I should have put it in the basement." Ba-dum-boom.
Yeah.
He didn't go up.
Another installment.
Yeah, he didn't go up.
Another installment from the Claymore's joke book.
Clean Christian humor.
Clean Christian humor.
Nothing better.
If she had to put it in the basement, maybe he would have taken it with him because he went down.
That's true. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Should have put it in the basement, Elsie.
Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
The old saying goes.
Yeah. Here we go.
Indeed.
All right.
Why don't we head to Today in History? 3 questions here today, and by looking at them, we're walking down memory lane with a couple of these. So why don't we get into that here on the show?
Today in history.
All right, the first question, we travel back to March the 7th, 1857. Woo. Very long time ago. It was then the National Association of Baseball Players, the NABBP, standardized the length of a game to what we know as, of course, 9 innings. This replaced the previous format, where games ended when a team reached 21 aces, which would be considered runs, of course. The reason for this was done by the 6th inning. The reason for this was that in the 21 aces format, games were usually done by the 6th inning, if not sooner. Either the offense at the time were outwardly, or the defense was really bad. 2 other rules were added to standardize the game. Name one of those rules that were brought in to what was then the NABBP, which we know it as the MLB now.
Yeah, Major League Baseball. Can we get to because we know we have a picture of the NA, whatever, right?
BB.
Yeah. A little bit. I think I can get it right there.
Oh, right in front of me. There we
go.
There
it is. The National Association of Baseball Players, 1857 to 1870.
Look at that, as if that's someone's backyard they're playing in.
It looks like it.
That is
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
If you build it, they will come.
That's right.
From 1857 to 1870. So it didn't really last a very long time.
Exactly.
But, nothing lasts forever. But they managed to get together, and they changed it to 9 innings.
Well, that's why they call it the national pastime.
The national pastime. And there were 2 more. There were 2 more changes.
Yeah, so name one of those.
Indeed. That's the question.
All right.
On March 7th, 1935, Sir Malcolm Campbell of Kent, England, set the world land speed record of 276 miles per hour on sand dunes of Daytona Beach, Florida. Campbell was driving his famous Bluebird car with a monster Rolls-Royce V12 engine and double wheels in the rear. This was a remarkable feat considering an in these cars' top speed was 120 miles per hour. 6 months later, Campbell would reset the record at 301 miles per hour, but not at Daytona Beach, where was the new record set. is our next question.
And now look at that car. I mean,
Yeah,
that's like out of a movie or
It's
something.
beautiful,
you know?
man. That thing is beautiful.
That's a nicer car than what you see today.
Right?
You can't drive that on the street.
No way. And that's back in 1935.
1935.
Sir Malcolm Campbell.
Out of Kent, England.
Yes.
Now, there's a side note to this. I'm going to say this. The side note is that this was being held at Daytona Beach.
Correct.
And that would be the last race at Daytona Beach as far as automobiles. But this had been going on since the 20s.
Right.
After they left, Daytona officials were looking for something to put there, okay, to get the attention and get the revenue back. And they came up with, guess what?
NASCAR.
That's right, because at that record-setting event right there, Bill France, the creator of NASCAR, was there.
Well, there we go.
The
inception of NASCAR.
That's right.
That's right.
You got the last one.
No, you do it.
No, you do. I'm still catching my breath.
No, go ahead. By all yours. Go ahead.
I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Come on, Kevin. You got it.
All righty. Then a little more recently, just last year on March the 7th of 2025, Nikola Jokic. We can have a photo of him here.
Yeah, we do.
Look at that guy. The Joker.
Giving us the
made NBA history, recording the league's first ever 30-point, 20-rebound, 20-assist game as his Denver Nuggets beat the Phoenix Suns 149-141 in overtime. Jokic is the only player to have a 30-20-20 game, but two other NBA players have had a 20-20-20 games. Name one of them.
That's right.
Two other players.
Two other players.
There we go.
20-20-20, but Jokic is the only guy with 30-20-20.
One you would think, okay, that makes sense. The other one, maybe not. Maybe not so much. So that narrows it down for you.
Indeed.
Yeah. But that's an amazing thing. 30.
The Denver Nuggets are really, really lucky to have a player like him on their team.
Yeah.
Gotta wonder without him what the Nuggets would be.
There wouldn't be.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be. They'd be the same old Nuggets
Gone.
they're used to.
Gone.
Yeah. So that was just last year. So anyway, that was our installment of
how you like that?
Today in History. Very nicely done. Thank you.
All the way from 1857 to 2002.
Yeah, we took a walk down memory lane.
Because we're those people that actually research history.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I heard they had baseball back in King Tut's time.
Really?
Probably a similar version of it.
And I'm going to go to King Tut's. They have a thing going on, some exhibition. I'm going there tomorrow.
Well, you go and report back next week. That's right. Clay's birthday is tomorrow. Craig, where is the cake? Did you bring a cake?
I did not. I did not.
I can't believe you guys.
Well, he watches his weight nowadays. He doesn't need that.
We'll close the show with maybe singing happy birthday.
Well, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, exactly right.
Boy.
All good fun here on the show here this morning. This is the Amazing Grace Sports Network on WEZE. Of course, the phone number for your calls, 844-249-5247. We're going to get into our topic. Start with the Celtics. Hey, a certain player is back. We'll talk about that. And but before we do any of that, I want to say hello to some of our great sponsors who do keep us going each and every weekday.
Yes, they do.
I wish it was a weekday. Weekend, at least, right here on the Amazing Grace Sports Network here. As the show rolls on, as I grab the music here, there we go. Saying hello to our friends at Dillon's, the Philcomp Computer Center, and Karma as the Amazing Grace Sports Network rolls on right here on WEZE.
Hey, are you feeling a little achy or sore from the cold weather? Then take a visit to Dillon's Russian Steam Bath. At Dillon's Dry Sauna or Wet Steam Room, you can de-escalate, de-stress, and detox your body and mind. A hot place of massage or a variety of oil massages are available. You will enjoy the relaxed atmosphere that features a nutritious snack bar, large screen television, and comfortable lounge chairs to cool off in during your visit. They have two convenient locations, one in Chelsea and the other in Quincy. Find them online at Dillon's Russian Steam Bath or call 617-549-3484 for more information. To enjoy your best health, visit Dillon's Russian Steam Bath, where heat, steam, and water have a therapeutic effect.
Well, my friends, I want to talk to you about computers. Is your computer screen cracked or have a black screen? Is it slow to charge or does it exhibit abnormal battery drainage? Does your PC run slow or have keyboard issues? Well, then Philcomp Computer Center, located at 1690 Dorchester Avenue, is your remedy for all your computer and medical problems. Philcom Computer Center has been in the computer repair, upgrade, malware removal, and data recovery business for over 20 years. Whether your computer is a Mac or IBM based, give them a call. Their number, 617-265-1910. That is 617-265-1910. To solve all your computer problems, our good friends at the Philcom Computer Center.
Do you want to live a happier, healthier lifestyle? Do you want to get rid of back, hip, and neck pains? Then look no further than Karma Don Yoga. Karma is an accomplished and experienced yoga instructor who specializes in total body restorative yoga. So whether you are young or old, short or tall, in shape or out of shape, Karma is your best choice. Check out her classes and times at karmadonyoga.com. That's karmadonyoga.com. Your body and mind deserve good karma. So she's not AI.
Oh, okay.
A real person.
Real person.
That still hasn't called to
Not
verify.
I don't think she's a morning person.
Oh, that could happen.
But you would think for a show of this magnitude that she could get herself up to call in on this show. All shows of anything. This would be the one.
Especially with the advertising.
Yes.
Yes.
Just to call
Absolutely.
in to see how it's
Right.
done.
Yeah. Check on it.
Gotta check.
Well, we take good care of all our sponsors here on the show, and we'll hear from some more of them later as the program rolls on. 844-249-5247. Well, gentlemen, he's back. Yes, indeed. Jason Tatum finally is back. And no, it was not against the Philadelphia 76ers last Sunday, which many of us here on the show, and of course, so many other Celtics fans and followers of the NBA also thought he would have been back as well. No, he decided to come back Friday night, last night, against the Dallas Mavericks. Celtics winning that game 120-100, and a back-and-forth game in the first half. But Jason Tatum, a little slow to come out, but had a great finish with 15 points, 12 assists, and Celtics was a big 20-point win over the Dallas Mavericks. Gentlemen, 298 days it has been since we last saw Jason Tatum on the court against the New York Knicks, obviously, and we know what happened, of course, to him in that series for the Celtics. And, all the talk was, he wants to come back and help this team. He wants to come back and be a contributor. But he also, the lead up to this was saying, I understand how good this team is playing, and I don't want to mess up that chemistry. But I think with a player like Jason Tatum, I can't see it messing up. I can only see this team getting better.
Yep.
I think we saw a glimpse of it last night when his return.
We did. Kid looked good. I can't say much more, even though, he started off a little shaky, but like I always said, he's a professional. And even when he started off shaky, he went to other things. He started assisting, getting rebounds. He was moving the ball well, bringing the ball up. So I couldn't expect any more. And actually, I was quite happy with his return. I think he did
I think he did good. I think he did very well. But I think the team, more than him doing well, the team looked very, very good because it opened up everything. And Derek White was more open. Everybody was more open. Jaylen Brown still played bully ball. Okay, but it opened up so many avenues. There were so many ways that they could score. Exactly. And it looks like they were just running the weave most of the time. They weren't even running any of the complex offenses. Right, because this is his first game back. So they were just running a lot of weave plays out on the perimeter and still making beelines to the basket. He looked good. He looked great. His jump shot looked better than it has in the last 2 or 3 years.
It seems like he changed it a little bit. He's not pulling it from his knees anymore.
Exactly.
He's just pulling it from his chest. And it's a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I like it. But, team looked good once they settled down. Yeah. I think they were just trying to get him acclimated in the beginning, so it made it kind of junky. But once they settled down and they started doing what they do.
I like those green sneakers right there.
I like it.
Those look pretty good.
An uncontested dunk where the crowd went wild there. And, it was nice to see that. All right, Jason Tatum's back. He made a critical 3-pointer after that, and added a couple more points.
Yeah, he shot a really good 3-pointer in the corner. And then he shot a clanger from really far out. Yeah. That it's like. That's the Jason Tatum we don't want to see, Jason. Don't do that.
I know, and he missed his first 6 shots when he first got out there. So it was a little rusty. This is a guy that 42 and a half weeks since being in an NBA game.
That's right.
And by the way, talk about I mean, I know you got Derek White, Jaylen Brown out there, but it's a totally different team that was last on the floor with them.
It really is.
Drew Holiday's not out there. Kristaps Porzingis is not out there. This is a different look Celtics team here right now, even though you have some of the key players that are still here. But
like Clay
it is
said,
different.
when he steps on the court, it just opens up
changes
everything for everybody else.
He's that type of player.
Exactly.
Everyone else is just accoutrements.
And
around
I saw
him.
Derek White. Derek White looked a lot freer. You know,
he looked great.
He wasn't garnering the double teams that he was looking at.
I loved him.
Right.
He can go right back to his old mode of just
Would you think of how did he look to you, Kevin? Did he look good?
I think he looked strong.
I'm going to ask a two-part question. First, that's the first part, and the second part, how did the team look with him out there?
I thought the team looked balanced. I think it looked relaxed. I mean, the Mavericks played them tight in the first half. There's no question about it. The Mavericks have some talent. I mean, I know the record doesn't say that, but Cooper Flagg is a really good player. And he's going to be NBA Rookie of the Year.
From Maine.
And maybe the one good thing the Dallas Mavericks organization has done the past few years is drafting Cooper Flagg, and I'm sure they'll find a way to maybe trade him in a couple of years.
No, see, he's no Luka Doncic. Everyone wants to overlook that Luka Doncic is not the guy you want on your team. He's a jerk. I mean, and Cooper Flagg is no Luka Doncic.
He scored 44 last night?
Yeah, 44. I don't get the jerk angle. I think he's a good player, but I think we just have to agree to disagree on that. And I won't say it's because of Lakers, because you and I have talked about this before. You didn't even like him when he was on Dallas.
No.
So, yeah.
No. His behavior. I don't think his behavior is good for a team. He's not a team guy. He's a me guy, and it's hard to win with that. And he was cursing out refs. He was cursing out coaches and ownership. He's a pain.
So anyway,
how did I go off on that tangent? Anyway, yeah.
No, listen, it's great to have him back, and I think he comes back at a critical time because look at the Celtics schedule coming up. 3 really tough games coming up against Cleveland, against the Spurs, and against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So obviously the 2 top teams in the Western Conference right now. Cleveland on the heels as well, the Celtics and the Knicks at 39 and 24, and the Celtics will face all those teams in the upcoming weeks in Cleveland and then in San Antonio and in Oklahoma City as well. So all 3 games on the road before they come back home next Saturday to play the lowly Washington
And even
Wizards.
with the return of JT, we lost Vucevic.
Exactly. So you gain one and you lose another. Nikola Vucevic, unfortunately, down with a fractured right finger? Ring finger, and he's going to miss about a month of time, so that'll line him up to return right before the playoffs.
Left hand or right hand?
That was the right hand.
I think it was the shooting hand.
He's going to have to learn how to shoot left-handed like Larry Bird did.
Well, he's going to miss a month, so he'll have time
he's
to
going under the knife today.
Yeah.
So
it's really that bad.
Yeah. They already said it. They said it last night. He was going under the knife today, so he should be back in time for the playoffs.
A fractured right finger, and right ring finger. He's been great too for the Celtics. So Katie's going to have to step up, and Luka Garza is going to get some opportunities.
Amari Williams.
Yeah, exactly right.
So we're going at him with a 3-headed monster.
Yep. Yeah.
Listen, what's the future? Listen, I think this. He came back and he was playing defense and getting rebounds, which I think is even more important than his shooting. We want his shooting, of course, we do.
But we miss that.
Yeah, but the spacing that he gives. But if he goes out there and he's playing good defense and he's crashing the boards, that's really going to get this team over.
And he played 27 minutes.
Yes,
so, it wasn't like he was on a total minutes restrictions either. I mean, it's not like, let's play him for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then sit down, Obviously, as time goes on, he's not. I don't think he's going to play back-to-back games, but
probably not.
they may sit him out here and there. But these next 3 games are really critical for the Celtics. They're going to be tough contests, particularly the 2 against San Antonio and Oklahoma City. Likely one of those 2 teams, are going to be the Western Conference champions. Heading to represent them in an NBA championship. So. A long way to go here, and about a month left into the regular season. Celtics have
20 games.
Have enjoyed being in the second seed. 4 back though of Detroit, so not insurmountable.
Detroit's stumbling as they should. They don't have
towards the end.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, we should. The Celtics might overtake them.
Well, the team that I'm looking at, and I know, here we go. A team that I know Clay does not believe in this hype, and I may be buying the hype just a little bit. That is a team from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed. You may
Hornets.
say, who? Yes.
What?
The Charlotte Hornets are actually having a pretty decent year.
They are. Those hayseeds. from the country.
Yeah.
Come on, give me a break.
And they beat up on the Celtics on Wednesday night at the Garden, 118-89.
That's right.
Yeah.
You
okay,
may call it
guys.
a trap game. You could very well be called a
definitely
trap game. It wasn't a good game, though, for the Celtics.
Well, you know, I mean,
And
nobody
I think the Hornets were 16-3.
takes Charlotte seriously. It's like the Carolina Panthers or, you know, any Jacksonville. Nobody takes them seriously. So it's hard to get up for that game. And even though they're having a good season, they've, you know, stunk for the past 15 years. Come on.
I agree with you on that. Listen, the Hornets haven't been relevant since they were in New Orleans with Chris Paul.
You know?
I mean, I was thinking about that the other day. I said, I don't remember the Charlotte Hornets being anything of significance. I remember the New Orleans Hornets.
Larry Johnson.
Then it was the Charlotte Bobcats at one
Charlotte
point.
Bobcats.
Yeah, but the Charlotte Hornets, when they had Larry Johnson, were pretty good.
Well, that's back before my time.
back.
But
Muggsy-
at least in the last,
Bogues and
at
Larry
least in the last
Johnson, yeah.
decade, the last decade, the
That's
Hornets
true.
have not.
But the Hornets got a lot of young kids, young players.
It just goes to show. I mean, look at what Detroit is doing. Look at what San Antonio's
Exactly.
doing.
The
You know,
youth.
Oklahoma City as well. So I'm just saying, in a Eastern Conference, particularly the 6 through the 10, it's wide open. I'm not willing to say, you know, they're going to leapfrog the Cavaliers, the Knicks, or even the Celtics at that point. But I think right now you look at, you know, what the standings are in the Eastern Conference right now. You have the Pistons, the Celtics, the Knicks behind them, Cleveland, Toronto, who stuck around, the 76ers, and then those are the first 6 seed. And then the 7 through 10 for the play-in, Orlando Magic, the Miami Heat, the Atlanta Hawks, which the Heat and the Hawks just put them in the play-in every year. They're never going to move anywhere else. And then you have the Hornets as well with the 5.5 game lead over the next team looking on the outside looking in, which is of course the Milwaukee Bucks. So you know,
Another team
I'm just saying it's open. It's a interesting team that they developed.
Dark horse team.
Charlotte is my dark horse team to maybe make it out of the first round.
Okay.
No, they're not. They're not
go
making it out
anywhere
the
else.
first round. These guys aren't making it out the first round. They're there to lose.
Anything's possible.
Oh, I mean,
just
if they play Milwaukee, no, but they're not. They're going to be playing some top tier team. What is it? It's going to be either the Knicks, the Celtics,
But what
Detroit.
they've been saying is that's the type of team that can surprise you.
Correct.
No,
That's the type of team
they're not going to surprise.
If you ever look at them, they're kind of scary.
In the best of a 7, they might surprise you once, and after that, you got them. You know what these guys are going to do.
The kid Miller's having a great season. He's actually arriving.
He's going to become.
I just said watching that game. I was like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
this team is pesky.
Yeah, they are.
I'm just saying. Well, you know,
We'll see.
We'll follow it. We'll
see.
follow it.
And they're young
I'm not
enough-
saying they're ready to win an NBA championship.
and
but
they're young enough not to know any better.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
exactly right.
Wrong. They're young enough to realize they're in the first round of the playoffs and lose.
Well,
The lights are going to get
We'll
bright.
see when that
we'll
happens.
see what happens. We'll see what happens. I remember you being very high, Clay, on the Orlando Magic last year. You were a Magic guy.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no,
yeah.
Paulo Banchero has been around for about 2 or 3 or 4 years. He's rounded into a veteran. They had a couple of other guys that were veterans. These young guys, they're going to come in there, and when the ball starts clinging, okay, it's not going to be the same anymore in the playoffs. So that's the reason I'm saying what I'm saying.
The Wagner brothers.
The Wagner brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
well, we'll see what happens. We still have about a month to go, so it'd be interesting to. But you can pencil in Atlanta, pencil in Miami,
gosh.
because they're just the perennial.
Are they really
play-in.
still in the playoffs? Those guys?
Well, not
is it that bad?
The play-in.
The play-
Without what's his name? Without Ice Trey there, they're looking like a better team.
Get out of
A
here.
little bit more well-rounded.
Yeah.
Risha Shea showing up. You know, they got players over them, and like I'm telling you, the youth in the league now is crazy. And
Right.
a lot of these kids, they don't know any better. They don't know they're supposed to lose.
They will in the playoffs.
Yeah, but you got to look at Oklahoma City. All that.
Yeah, but the league is helping Oklahoma City the same way they helped the Lakers.
I mean, you can only help so much. They still have to get out there and perform.
Yeah, they
do.
They do.
And they went and performed and won themselves a championship.
Yeah, Charlotte's number 10, Atlanta's number 9.
So every
Atlanta's,
young team like that's long in the bench. You know, they got a lot of young kids that come off the bench. They can keep throwing bodies at you, wear you down. All of these teams think they can win now.
wow, this is terrible. At the bottom, you have the Pacers, the Nets, the Wizards, the Bulls, and Milwaukee Bucks, where they deserve to be. All right.
Well, the Pacers and the Nets are going to be battling it out for a
that
first seed, along with the
Exactly.
Sacramento Kings, who are sitting at a 14-50 record. Anyway, why don't I head to the phones? Wayne,
Wayne,
good morning.
Gentlemen, good morning. I was
morning,
hoping
Wayne.
to hear the team from that great 70s sitcom, Welcome Back, Mr. Carter. What happened? Who dropped the ball on that?
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to the producer about that. He dropped the ball. Should have been welcome back.
What'd you think, Wayne? How do you look?
Look, you guys talk me up the ledge every week now, man. I just, it's great. You can see his timing wasn't there on that beautiful alley-oop from Jaylen Brown.
Oh, yeah, that looked pretty bad.
Yeah, but he's getting his rhythm. The shots are still falling for him.
Yep.
So yeah, I think the more competitive series we get into, it's only going to help raise his athleticism again and get him to that where we need him to be.
That's what I said. He's got to get used to that speed. He's got to. I don't care how much 5-on-5 you play, how many scrimmages. You got to get used to that speed.
Box out, Jason. Box out and play some defense. You get used to the speed.
What he's gonna do.
Box out.
I mean, his IQ is still there. The assist level is still there.
Indeed.
So
Passing look good.
And the rebounds.
Yeah, we have a great problem. First world problem right
First
now.
world problem.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
Unbelievable. So, what do you think? You think this seals the deal as far as the Celtics taking the NBA championship? I'm just going to go there. I'm going to go there.
What do you think about the Vucevic loss?
Yeah, that hurts. That's a big setback right there because we would have been gelling. I would have been really ready to put the mortgage on that one. But
Bet the house.
We'll see how he looks when he gets back. But I like our chances definitely coming out of the East. The Spurs scared me because the Clippers let them get away with one last night. The Clippers should have won that game.
Man, the Spurs scare everybody.
They don't scare me.
The Spurs scare everybody. Like I said, a lot of youth on that team. The bench is deep, and they got that alien over there. So
Yeah.
they're slim.
And he's bringing the ball up like a point guard,
Right.
distributing, shoot. That's a scary. So hopefully,
You guys
scary
need to
ordeal.
understand that this is the Boston Celtics. This is a real team. It's not one of those wannabe teams like the Spurs.
It
Okay?
could
We
be
have
Boston
real
Celtics.
veterans, battle-tested guys who can't wait to go to battle with a 150-pound, 7'4" guy.
Okay, well, from your lips to God's ears, Clay, I'm rolling with you.
There
but
it is.
The Spurs got some DNA now. They won championships.
Yeah.
I know, I know,
I don't. Yeah, that's because you like Tim Duncan. I think he's.
What do you mean? Tim Duncan's still floating around the facility.
Tim Duncan is.
And Pop is still around too.
And Pop is overrated.
What?
I just say it. I've never been a guy to hold back.
I like our chances. I like what Joe Mazzulla's doing with these guys.
That's a real coach right there, Joe.
Who
would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I like
I'm
our
with
chances.
you, Wayne.
I like
our
the
chances,
positivity,
too.
Wayne.
That's right.
That's right. Joe's a real coach. He's a real American too. That's what I love about him.
Well, gentlemen, have a great day. I'm looking forward to next week. And like you said, Kevin, hopefully we can get this on every day in the week, right?
Yeah, well,
This
we'd
weekend.
love to. Yeah, that's our dream.
There it is.
Gosh, we'll be worldwide from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks, Wayne.
Have
Bye,
a
Wayne.
great day, gentlemen. Bye now.
Again, the number 844-249-5247. Any more thoughts on the Celtics, gentlemen? I think,
I think Jaylen Brown is going to have a good. The two are going to mesh a lot better now than they used to. Now that he has shown that he can be 1A or 1B, whatever you want to call it. He couldn't get over the hump before. But now it looks like when Jason Tatum went out and he had to deal with the season, then he had to raise his level and become that guy, that they can coexist. It's going to be exciting for me to see this team play in the future when they're going and tearing teams apart limb from limb and just making mincemeat out of them. So I think this is really going to help Jaylen Brown in the future.
if this season was not going as well as it has been, and the Celtics right now, obviously with their 41 and 42 and 21 record, say they were in a position like the Indiana Pacers right now, where their star player goes down with injury and vis-a-vis Tyrese Halliburton, is Tatum back on the court?
Are you kidding me?
No. And it just goes to show, you mentioned it, Clay, talking about how Jaylen Brown has stepped up and been the guy and been the player, along with a supporting cast that a lot of people, including people here on this network, maybe myself,
definitely
who did not really expect.
He's pointing fingers again.
I'm pointing at myself this time, and maybe others. Expect that this team would be as strong as they have been. I mean, we talked about it at length here into the offseason.
Yeah,
Bridge year, transition year, maybe a play-in tournament team at best.
Well, they got rid of Porzingis. They got rid of Holiday. They got rid of
and
Horford. They got rid of
correct.
And I think somebody else that was integral.
Luke Cornett.
Yeah.
So a lot of pieces left, and you're like, okay, no, seriously, no, there's no way that you're going to get through the season.
But in an Eastern Conference that is wide open, there was enough talent there to make some surprise moves, and that's what they did, and they have overexceeded expectations. There's no question about it. Now we've got Tatum back. This team has the ability to make it to an NBA championship.
But we should have believed a little bit in the Celtics just because of the culture of the organization itself.
And the culture in Brad Stevens and Joe Mazzulla.
Exactly, and they carried forward because they still hold on to the culture of no tanking.
Right.
So I got to respect them. Like even when we have a bad season,
it's no tanking.
We didn't try.
I mean, I'll remind you of, and you're exactly right, Craig. You know, the last time the Celtics had a bad year was the year they traded Pierce and Garnett.
Yeah.
And that was a team that on paper was just not equipped to be a team.
Not at all.
But the next year after that, they were a team that nobody thought was going to do anything.
Young, scrappy team, and they tried.
They brought in guys like Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder. I remember who were the
Bradley?
No, he's gone.
No, he was gone.
Jonas Jerebko. Like these are guys that like you fell in love with this team.
Exactly.
You're right.
And which allowed them the next year to go sign Al Horford.
Wasn't Kelly Olynyk?
Kelly Olynyk was on that team, and yes, they were the A seed, and they got swept by Cleveland the first round.
Yeah.
They were I think like 40-40,
but you're right.
42. But it doesn't matter. They played to win in every game, and you start to like that team. I think they had Tyler Zeller was out there.
Tyler Zeller.
A number of these guys.
But these guys, you did fall in love with them because they gave 125% every game.
And that's why it was so difficult for Celtics fans to, on paper, you look at the stats. Yeah. Was Kyrie better than Isaiah Thomas? Sure. But the emotional impact, the way that Isaiah Thomas came in and led that team, led the Celtics to a team that nobody thought it was possible that they were going to be able to be as strong as they would. We thought
Isaiah Thomas. We thought Kyrie Irving was better than Isaiah Thomas, but it turns out that Isaiah Thomas had more heart than Kyrie Irving ever imagined he could have. Okay?
But I'm telling you that
Kyrie Irving has no heart whatsoever, and Isaiah Thomas, even with limited ability, as compared with Kyrie Irving, was a better player at that time.
Yeah, and that team was counted. Nobody talks about it enough about that spark and that spirit of that team.
You're right.
Looking at the roster now, we had Marcus Smart, obviously, Jared Sullinger, Evan.
With Jared Sullinger,
from Ohio
Sully. We had Sully.
Evan Turner at one point. Phil Pressey, Brandon Bass.
I loved Phil Pressey. Isn't he the coach in Maine now?
Phil Pressey?
Well, there's a Pressey down there in Maine. The coach.
He's the head coach of the Celtics G League team.
Yeah. That guy there, wow. I love the heart and the soul of that guy. He really put it on the line too. You gotta love these guys, as long as they put out.
But Craig, you're exactly right.
It's that organization.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
They have that attitude where they will just not do it, even if you have a bad season. They'd rather you go out, you play hard, you give 110%. Even if you lose, you did that.
Right.
You don't have anything.
Sort of like us.
Sort
of like us here.
Indeed.
We give 100%.
Kelly, we're getting a little nostalgic here this morning.
Sorry
Good morning.
about that, Kelly.
I was enjoying it.
All right.
That's a lot of names.
You remember that team, though, right?
Yeah, Evan Turner.
So long ago.
Yeah.
So long ago. And that's exactly what the Celtics had faced when they had in Charlotte.
Yeah.
You got to do that. I'm with Craig. Clay, do not sleep on the youth.
Yes, thank you. Exactly.
All of these teams are full of these kids. Then they don't care.
Yeah. You're going to face one of those teams where you got all that youth, where the coach is going to have no game plan. He's going to sit on the bench and just cross his hands as they have his kids go at it.
As the Rock once said, it doesn't matter what you think. Okay, here's what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Here's what's going to happen. When they come into this, if they play the Celtics in the playoffs, it's going to be a sweep.
It should be, but like I said, don't underestimate these kids because they don't
It ain't
care.
gonna be easy.
It's not going to be easy.
you're gonna have each game coming down to the wire, though.
Yeah,
you know,
a bunch of 19-year-olds running up and down the court.
You know what? I've been wrong before, but we will see. But I will say this: they did play footloose and fancy free the other night.
They did.
They looked fantastic. Charlotte did. They made every shot there was to make. They got to every loose rebound.
Yeah.
And they look like a very good team.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it and I enjoyed it. That's what
you enjoyed Celtics getting beat.
I was waiting for this. Yeah, I mean it was because it was no.
You claim to be a fan?
Kelly's just saying he liked the style of basketball.
Yeah, as a fan of the association.
Exactly,
yeah.
as a fan of the game.
Yeah, I was waiting for Boston. I was waiting for Boston to make the move. I said, "Is this really happening?" It's just wow. Is this more? I was more impressed with the way Charlotte came and took the court.
Yes, they did.
But to the Celtics too, I like what I saw. I saw what I saw last night.
Right.
Jason Tatum, he looks good. Is my eyes playing tricks on me? Does he look bigger than he did before?
He did in the face.
He did in the face, and I think he worked on those legs a little bit too.
It definitely needs the legs.
Yeah.
Definitely need the legs because he was always big up top and skinny down low. So yeah, he looks better.
Yeah.
I like the change in the jump shot. You know, certain things out there. I really liked it. I like the fact that he came in. There was no hiccups. He came in. He acclimated himself to the team and what he needed to do. So we can't ask for much more than that.
Lines.
Exactly.
I know. 15 points, 12 rebounds.
Nice double.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yep.
Oh, you guys are jumping ahead. So do you think they're going to take the NBA championship now, Kelly?
I'm like, no. I'm out of the East with them. I say that much. Where before I wasn't. I mean, you guys remember I was on that ledge with Wayne, so I'm out of the East with them.
Okay.
But that's San Antonio. I hope those teams will beat up on San Antonio and something happens there because it doesn't seem fair with the play they have there. It just doesn't seem fair. It seems like one of those
the
one
West.
of those plays you
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not one of those plays you create out of like
on a video game,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
You talking about Wembyama? Wemby?
Exactly.
Well, the Western Conference is obviously a much stronger. I mean,
I disagree. That
they always say that.
They always say, I disagree.
I don't.
See, I'm saying this year at least.
Because if you look at it,
but in the finals, you only got to play one team though.
That's true. That's true.
Them all.
That's true.
In terms I look at it, is it's much more closed off than it is in the Eastern Conference. In terms of you have the OKC Thunder, the Spurs, and I would even put maybe Minnesota in that category as well.
Yeah.
Whereas other teams of these can certainly make more moves. I mean, who would have thought last year? I mean, Indiana had a great team, did anybody really predict them to go to the NBA Finals?
Not at all.
You know.
Not at all, but that was a lot of buzzer beaters and a lot of luck.
Yeah, that was Halliburton.
That was
Halliburton's
magic.
Halliburton.
Yeah.
I still think the Knicks were the better team, but
they might have been.
No, they weren't. Not in 7 games, they weren't.
On paper, maybe.
On paper, there it is.
On paper, we're all millionaires, aren't we? Somewhere.
That's true. That's true.
There you go. Kelly,
the Knicks team.
Yeah, I gotta ask you a question. Nobody's tried to answer our questions. Then we need to get. What was it? What was our today in history things? Nobody got that.
What do you got? You got something in my era?
Right.
1850s. Yeah.
There are 2 other rules added to standardize the game back in 1857, and they're still applicable today. So yeah, that one. Sir Malcolm Campbell. They left Daytona Beach. Where did they go to in order to set the new record of 301 miles an hour? And name one of the 2 players who have had a 20-20-20 game. One should just jump off at you. He leads in everything when it comes to offensive
pretty
things.
Much. He's pretty much at the top.
Like the 20-20-20. Yeah, well, the king of stats, he's got to be in there. Will Chamberlain.
There you go.
Thank you.
That's the one I knew people would get.
Thank you, sir.
That's right.
Yeah. I remember the other ones. What's his name there? He's from OKC.
You got it.
Westbrook.
Yes, there we go. 2 for 2.
Yeah. Now you're good.
Yeah.
Now you're good. The first one was a gimme, but I mean the second one you're good.
We ain't got it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Your question.
Yeah. Russell Westbrook. You know what? So you get a mug, you get a T-shirt, you get a poster, whatever you want.
Personal check from Clay.
Personal check. Better cash that quickly.
That works. Clay, happy birthday. Is it your birthday's tomorrow?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Kelly. Thank you.
Okay, well, you take the opportunity to wish you happy birthday.
Thank you, Kelly.
So-
You know what? I appreciate that. I didn't think I was going to make it this far.
All right.
But anyway,
Trip around the
we're going to
sun.
need to get off. We're going to need to get you off so we can get these commercials in.
Yeah,
And I
it's,
think we'll have 5
final-
more minutes to do
Ten-
something.
Final 10 minutes. Yeah.
Thanks for calling, Kelly.
Yeah,
And Kelly,
let me just say one thing. I'll talk to you guys next week, and maybe if I can segue into a AJ Brown.
Oh, God.
All right. On that note,
Have a good one, Kelly.
Yeah. thanks, Kelly.
All right.
thanks, Kelly.
Later.
Bye-bye.
And we will talk about the Patriots to end the show here today. Thanks for all our calls here this morning. We, gentlemen, I think we've said it. Well, all we need to say, the Celtics, thrilled that Jason Tatum is back.
Indeed.
Tough 3 games coming up. Starts tomorrow in Cleveland. Tip off there, I believe, at 6 o'clock tomorrow night in Cleveland
That's right.
against the, 1 o'clock tomorrow in Cleveland.
Get it over with.
Against the James Harden-led Cleveland Cavaliers.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yes, indeed. All right, in the final 10 minutes of our show, why don't we say hello to a couple of the great sponsors? Saying hello to the Early American Diner right here on Hancock Street in Quincy as the Amazing Grace Sports Network continues on right here on WEZE.
Where do you go for the best breakfast and the best lunch in the South Metro Boston Quincy area? You go to the Early American Diner located at 1054 Hancock Street in Quincy. From their strawberry shortcake French toast to their famous corned beef hash for breakfast to the lunch menu, which includes a variety of burgers and specialty sandwiches such as the Waldorf turkey, made with roasted turkey, apple slices, and walnuts. So, whether you want to dine in their cozy restaurant, take out, or have it delivered, the Early American Diner in historic Quincy, Massachusetts, is your go-to eatery to enjoy great food at great prices at your convenience.
Well, we want to thank our great friends at the Early American Diner in Quincy. Of course, great eatery. Thank you for that, Clay. As we say hello to our great real estate sponsor here on the show, know them well, Oyama Investments. Of course, if you're looking for smart investment, for a place to call your company will want to work. Oyama Investments, where your dreams well, they can find a At Oyama Investments, they're more than just real estate. They are your trusted partner to build your future. Whether you're investing in a property, purchasing a dream home, they make the process easy, transparent, and rewarding. Oyama Investments specializes in finding properties aligned perfectly with your goals. Imagine yourself owning a piece of the future, whether it be a luxury apartment, a commercial space, or a family home in the perfect neighborhood. And if you're new to the real estate investment world, well, don't worry. For every step of the way, help you make informed choices with confidence. Real estate prices rising. There's never been a better time to invest. Visit their website. If you're ready to see your dreams come to life, www.oyamainvestments.com. Give them a call. Their phone number is 617-221-8881 today, where your vision becomes reality. That is our good friends at Oyama Investments.
I love that music as much as we love your voice. That's
Thank you.
And you do it right off the top. I mean, the spontaneity of it. It's fantastic.
A musical interlude there in the background. Alrighty then. I want to thank all our great sponsors here of the Amazing Grace Sports Network, as always. And all right, gentlemen, transitioning away from the Celtics now. Gosh darn it, we don't have enough time to talk about the Bruins. That's a shame.
There's not much to talk about with the Bruins.
But why don't we talk about the news of the week coming out of Foxborough? We heard the news earlier this week. Stefan Diggs. Farewell, Stefan. We hardly knew ye. 1 year and gone. The Patriots officially making that. Well, they will officially make it on Wednesday when the league opens up for business officially. But reports are Stefan Diggs being released by the Patriots. Gentlemen, your initial thoughts on that move?
Kind of torn. I liked it. I liked him, but that's a whole lot of money to pay a guy that, what do you have, 85 catches, 4 touchdowns?
Who's 32 years old, too.
32 years old. I mean, he went over 1,000 yards, but what they did was make him viable for somebody else.
Yeah.
They did. They hyped him for somebody else.
They kind of saved him
1,000 yards. It had to happen.
If he can get past the court cases, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama that comes with
Happy
Stefan
somewhere
Diggs.
else.
They got a good year out of him, practically drama-free. But I think this was just opening. The opening act is there was going to be more drama coming around the corner with the guy. So I understand it had to happen. And but I admit to you, Stefan, I didn't think you could last this long. I didn't think you were going to make it through the season. So I got to say to you, my hat's off to you, and I hope you continue, the structuring your life so that you don't have to deal with situations as that were coming up this
Toward the
season.
end,
Toward the end.
Yeah.
I got to give it to you. Keep going, buddy.
He was a pleasant surprise.
He
There's no-
was.
and in the regular season too, he was a security blanket for Drake May.
May.
Kind of
Exactly.
disappeared in the playoffs, as did many of the Patriots players on the offensive side as the playoffs went on. But as cornerbacks started to cover him more than they maybe did in the
But then
regular
again,
season.
Drake May kind of.
And Drake May, his whole
fizzled
game
in.
plan changed a little bit
it
too. So
changed.
I think a team will pick him up. I mean, he was owed $6 million in the offseason. Was Mike Vrabel, was Elliot Wolf willing to say, all right, here's a guy that, put the legal issues aside for a minute. Here's a guy who's 32 years old, okay? Yes, he's coming off a torn ACL, but by all intents and purposes was healthy all year. No issues. Played in all the games. Do we want to go in that route, or do we want to go spend some more money on a guy that we're going to, be a true number one receiver? An Alec Pierce. Yeah. Or, I'm serious. I mean, he's a guy that's going to get a lot of money. A great season with the Indianapolis Colts.
He doesn't deserve number one money.
Well, that's a conversation if we had a little more time.
But
or do you
even
trade?
If we were to get Alex Pierce, I think Kayshon Boutte would then become the number one, right?
I guess we would call him the heir apparent, I guess. But yeah, you're going to have to bring another top tier wide receiver, a number one guy, because right now all you have is Boutte, Hollins, and DeMario Douglas, and Kyle Williams too.
But I don't even really think we had a number one last season, did we?
No, there wasn't really it was implied
by
that
committee.
But it was sort of by committee. It was implied that Stephon Diggs was all right, on paper is the guy.
You're right.
But there was never like a number one, JSN, type guy.
That's a whole nother issue. I don't think you're going to find something like that. That's a one in a million right there, that JSN guy.
But Kevin has a point. The Pierce kid from
he's no JSN.
The issue with Pierce is he's going to command a lot of money on the open market.
Forget about it. It's not worth it.
But I don't
in think he's going to command as much as some of these other guys.
I think he's more worth it than trading and giving up your draft capital for A.J. Brown. And by the way, do I think the Eagles are going to make the move for A.J. Brown? I'm not inclined to say they are, because I believe that even though he's had some issues, some Jalen Hurts, he still had the teams in receptions. Exactly. He is valued in the building.
Yeah.
If I'm Philadelphia, I do not trade.
They'll
A.J.
figure
Brown.
it out.
I really
Harry
don't.
Roseman figure it out.
Yeah. No.
And Philly's going to ask for a lot in return.
I don't want A.J. Brown either. So let's move on to the Red Sox.
Well, so who do you want then? Who do you want as a wide receiver?
I think that's.
Do you want Mike Evans?
I don't think we have enough time. We got 3 minutes before we can get to this conversation.
Do you want Mike Evans?
No. I want to talk about the Red Sox and Peyton Tolley.
All right.
Let's move on. On to the next.
Well, we're not getting Max Crosby. I know that.
No,
gone.
Went to the Ravens.
So what do we have here?
Well, you wanted to move on so quickly.
Here we go. Okay. The Red Sox, there's nothing to see as the World Baseball Classic is ongoing. The last preseason game was with the Yankees, and Greg Crochet was clobbered as the Yankees defeated the Red Sox 4-0. But a bright spot in that loss was was Peyton Tolley. Peyton Tolley came on and did 3 innings, and I'll get it right there. Bam.
Swing and a miss. Tolley
working on his weakness so he can be more of an asset for that team.
Schlittler, who is going to be someone potentially have big impact in
the top full year of Naylor. And that's called strike 3. Peyton Tolley.
Styles and older coaching styles as well through experience, and Tolley has been on.
He's been on is right. 1-2 on the way to Corona, looking for his 7th strikeout, and there it is.
Yeah, we saw glimpses of that last year in the few starts that we had. The question that the Red Sox and Alex Cora are going to have to make is, the problem with the rotation is you have a lot of guys right now. You got Crochet, you brought in Ranger Suarez. You obviously have Tolley, you have Connolly Early to deal with. Carter Crawford is coming back from injury, and so the question is what direction does this Red Sox team want to go in with their rotation?
Well, none of them have 101 mile an hour fastball like this guy.
That's true.
Tolley.
That's true.
Okay, and Peyton Tolley, he kind of segues into what we're talking about, as far as
and Sonny Gray too. Don't forget about Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny Gray. Okay,
50 seconds, Clay.
Christianity in the sports world. He credits his faith. Peyton Tolley became a Christian with being a big part of his career. And I've always tried to surround myself with people that are like-minded in my faith and that's played a role. and where I've gone. So I always trust God, knowing He has a plan, and He puts me in the best spots. So Peyton was baptized in January, and it's taken off. This guy is going to be pretty good, and he's developed a curveball. Good luck to you, Peyton. Keep going forward.
There we
Keep
go.
up the good work.
I hope he gets a shot in the starting rotation. But a future with this Red Sox team, there's no question about it. Hey, everybody, have a great weekend. Enjoy this this first weekend in March, and happy birthday to Clay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Clay. Happy birthday to you. There we go. Clay Morris, happy birthday.
You guys are pretty good.
Signing off the Amazing Grace Sports Network. Take care, everybody.
Have a good weekend, everybody.